Flutes, this video is going to talk about breathing. I'm going to talk about articulation, which is how to use your tongue to when we play, as well as just a few little helpful tips. Okay? Now, there are some things on the flute that are kind of tricky, but the one thing that makes the flute easy is taking a breath. You don't have a mouthpiece, you don't have a reed in your mouth. You simply have the flute sitting under your lip. So to breathe, it's easy, okay? The flute is the easiest instrument to take a breath on, which is good because you might have figured out this instrument takes a lot of air to play, okay? So I'm going to play a B flat. Notice that I took a breath before I played. You're going to breathe down here in your lungs so that you have air to blow. Okay? Take a breath. You cannot use just the air in your lungs because there's not enough air to use. Okay? And your breath should be a quiet sounding breath. So you have enough air to play with, okay? Because it takes a lot of air to play the flute, you must take pretty much a full breath when you play. Don't take a half breath or, it really does need to be a full, your lungs are full, you have a lot of air to blow. If you do kind of a halfway breath, then you're gonna play 3 or 4 notes and you're gonna need to breathe right away, okay? So take a full breath. When you have multiple notes, and when you start any note really, you're gonna be using your tongue. Just like you're saying, I'll whisper it. Flutes, it's very easy to cheat on a flute. I just went instead of two. Now, one feeling that flute players get a lot of times is kind of a dizzy or lightheaded feeling. What's happening is you're taking too many breaths, and you're hyperventilating is what it is. That word means when you're breathing too much. Okay, if I were to go I'll play rolling along, but I'm going to take a breath after every single note. This is the wrong way to do it, by the way. I'm going on each note. By the time I get to the end of the song, my head's going to feel a little funny, okay? The correct way to do it is to take one breath and try to play a measure or two, preferably 2. Okay, I took a breath on the rest, I can do that. But the first part, I tried to do 2 measures. Now that took a lot of air, and I had to take a big breath. I almost ran out, okay? But you'll get accustomed to how that feels, and you'll actually get better at it as we continue on, okay? Use a good breath, use your tongue, but do not breathe between each note, okay? If you're having trouble, a couple things. Check to be sure that your fingers are on the correct keys. It's very easy on a flute to get your fingers on the wrong keys, okay? You're trying to play a note. It's like, why isn't it working? Well, your fingers are not on the right keys. Don't forget that your thumb should be down for every note except for C. Sometimes you go to try to play like an F or something, and you're doing this, but you're not pushing the thumb key down. It won't work, okay? Be sure that you got a small opening. This is called your aperture in your lips to make the sound go across there, okay? If your opening is too wide, that won't work. Go back to one of my other videos, that first video where I talked about how to shape your lips, okay? But most importantly, spend some time practicing. And as you get comfortable holding the flute and blowing across, it's going to get easier, I promise. Let me know if you have any questions about any of that.